Today we're doing our deck building contest for Archidekt, January 2025. This month they actually ran their contest. I think just in December they take it off or something. And for this month we have for January's deck building contest, brew a commander legal list helmed by a commander with a drawback that turns that drawback into a strength. The goal is not to mitigate your commander's drawback, but to work with it as much as possible. Lists will be evaluated on how effectively they turn the commander's drawback into an advantage. That being said, it was kind of hard to find a commander that was interesting. I looked through the previous people, folks who have submitted lists. This person submitted Peru, which I guess their drawback is sacrifice him unless you pay Mardu. And I guess when he dies you deal 7 damage, so I mean that drawback is like the point. I think I saw some Lord Treasure Horns in here. What is Rasputin's drawback? When he enters, put a dream counter on it for each opponent you have. Each opponent creates a goblin, and then remove a dream counter from him to do something. That's wonky. I think I've never heard of this card before, ever. But that exists. I guess you're giving people goblins. We've got all artifacts at the beginning of your upkeep have sacrificed this artifact unless you pay 1. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting drawback. Including your own artifacts. So you just like don't run artifacts? I don't know. Let's see, we've got Geth. That their drawback is all creatures get -1/-1. What else do we have? There was a treasure horn, and I don't see him now. For any of you who don't know. Oh, dude, Marlin. I have a Marlin deck. It's my CEDH deck. Quite the drawback. River Song is a weird choice. Draw from the bottom of your library. Just like a bunch of interesting, I don't know, ideas. So what we did is I sort of took the prompt and loosely stuck to that hard theme. Remember, we're not here to try to win the contest. We're here to just build fun decks. This is a nice way to like sort of do a prompt and build something from it. I really enjoy doing these, and I hope you guys too. So before I show you the deck, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I super duper appreciate it, and I love you guys very much. I'm not like a YouTuber I do YouTube now often, but I don't like make money off of it or anything like that. I just do this for fun, and it makes me feel good when I get to see that you guys like it as well. So please do like and comment. I like to hear from you and talk to you. Moving on. Okay, so the deck list I went with was one of my favorite commanders to exist. I had this deck for a little bit, but it was a little too mean. So I went with Xantcha, Sleeper Agent. For those of you who do not know, she says she's a 3-mana. She costs 1 and a Rakdos, and she's a 5/5. She's got a dump truck on her. She is a Phyrexian minion. It was errated to Phyrexian. Her story is also super cool, having like her heart go in Karn and all this other cool shit. Spoilers? I don't know. So Xantcha Sleeper Agent enters the battlefield under your control Xantcha Sleeper Agent enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. So when she enters, you just give her someone else. And then she attacks each combat if able and can't attack the owner or planeswalker its owner controls. So she can't swing at you or any planeswalkers you control. She has pay 3 and have her controller lose 2 life, and you, whoever that is, draw a card. Any player may activate this ability. That's what I love about it. Anyone can activate this ability. I don't care that one person gets Xantcha. I don't care that I don't have Xantcha. I care that anyone can activate this ability. It is pure chaos, and I love it. So the type of deck I sort of built is not one full direction. I could have gone full burn. I could have gone full discard. I could have gone planeswalkers, which is weird, which would have been an also interesting take. but no. I sort of wanted to give people the ability to use Xantcha, but I also wanted to encourage them to do so. So we do have a lot of discard in the deck to sort of reduce hand sizes so that if they do want to look for any answers or play their deck or anything like that, they do need to activate Xantcha in order to draw cards. Now, I don't super like that it is focusing on one person. It's just fuck you in particular, and I feel bad for that. I would prefer it not be that way. But that's the only reason that I don't actually have this deck in real life, because I do love Xantcha. I love the idea of her. I think she's super neat. I think that it would be a really interesting deck to build, and that's why I build it all the time that I get an opportunity to. And then I did. And also, this has new cards in it since I've last built her, so it's very interesting to see. Like, Lord of Pain and Slicer were not cards, and New Shield Raid, honestly, were new cards that, like, I didn't even think about. So, yeah. I'm genuinely sort of in love with this commander. I have a big crush on her. She's pretty cool. So we've went with the Unhinged Mountain and Swamp because I think they look pretty rad and spooky. I didn't pick any fancy anything else. I changed Oppression because it had a white border and that bothered me, but I mean, some people like it. So let's go over the cards. We've got some protection dudes. I don't know why it's called protection. I put the only black counterspell in here because I really enjoyed that. But Brash Taunter and Stuffy Doll I put in here because I thought it could help me be less mean to that one person and just pick someone else. Like, hey, I'm not focusing on you. I'm just gonna hit some other people. Also, like, it would be nice to have some blockers. If someone does swing anything at me, to have 2 indestructible, pretty chunker blockers. I think they're way more interesting than, like, a Ghostly Prison. And they fit sort of the Rakdos Chaosy theme. I also love these cards. I built a Jared Carthalion deck, as a Monarch sort of Stuffy Doll deck, effectively, because when he's the Monarch, he is Vigor, which is crazy. Pariah was in that deck. I loved that deck. I should do a video on that one day, and if Archidekt will, I don't know, come up with, like, a new contest, and one of those contests is, like, build a Commander Monarch deck or something, then I would do that. That'd be cool. Just Monarch the theme. That'd be sick. Although, Aragorn would be really cool for that. I was thinking about building an Aragorn Monarch deck, but Jared was my first. He's the true heir. Okay, moving on. We've got some goated stuff in here to sort of pump some pump effects. I like this because it returns back to your hand so you can recast it. I also have the ramp one, so we've got Ghoulish Impetus also comes back to your hand, which I love. We have Curse of Opulence and Shiny Impetus as well. Pretty much any deck that I put Brash Taunter in, I for some reason put Treasure Nabber in. I think it's a chaos thing. I'm not totally sure. Oh, we put Victory Chimes in this deck? Freaking love Victory Chimes, especially with this commander. It's, like, perfect. She costs 3 mana to activate her ability, and I'm like, hey, I will give you 1 of the mana. And also, Hearthstone, I will reduce 1 of the mana. So really, it just costs you 1 mana to activate it. Please activate it. Like, that's all I want. I got a lot of heavy ramp for myself in it, so I can activate it if other people do not indulge me. I have some life gain just in case somehow Xantcha comes under my control, or if other people are just mad at me for having a Xantcha. So I have very little of that. Captive Audience in this deck, because it's hilarious. It's ridiculous. If I had Xantcha under someone's control for, like, 10 turns, and then, like, I play Captive Audience and play it on someone else, then it's kind of like balancing it, right? I don't know. It's Rakdos being Rakdos. So I think it's chaosy. I think it's fun. And to sort of touch on the, what's it called? The prompt. To touch on the prompt, the drawback of Xantcha is that she does not come under your control, and other people are getting draw. So those are two heavy drawbacks. So she is no longer your creature. You're giving someone a 5/5, and you're allowing other people to draw whenever they want. And draw is very strong. So, like, someone could draw removal for her. Someone could draw answers to you. Like, plenty of reasons why that's considered a drawback. Granted, she has a lot of boons. So I don't know. This is my interpretation of the month. So let's see what else we got. We got Slicer, because he's kind of like a funky version of Xantcha, where you sort of pass him around. Good blocker also. A lot of just sort of like dishing out kind of drama, dishing out damage to sort of people, sort of like kind of like a goatish deck. I do like the discard aspect of it quite a bit though. Douthy's in here because people will be discarding. We've got some weird draw. It's not like my most reliable draw. Xantcha's gonna be my reliable draw. If someone loses life because of Xantcha, then they lose more life. Honestly, I would probably take Bloodletter out for something else. Not totally sure. We went with 35 lands this time. Probably could even take Bloodletter out for a land. Maybe. We have got a lot of removal in here. Just in case people are, I don't know, running away with the game without Xantcha's help, or like if they have a lot of creatures and I'm like, hey, calm down. We put some counterspells in here. I rarely run counterspells, but when I do, I like to do it outside of blue, because that's quirky and different. And if you do not know anything about me, I'm telling you right now, it's that I like quirky and different things. Moving on, we have a huge discard category here. We have Aklazat's Deepest Betrayal. When he attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each player who cannot, you draw a card. Pretty good. Makes some bats when people discard. Bottomless Pit. During each player's upkeep, that player discards a card at random. Cunning Lethermeter. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card. Dark Deal. Do a wheel. Kind of like Siphon Man, which is weird. That's not over here. Fell Spectre. Enters the battlefield. Target opponent discards a card. When an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. Kroxa. If you're discarding also, Kroxa will be in the yard. And you can escape him. When he ETBs or attacks, each player discards a card. Then each opponent who did not discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life. What a good guy. He's just like, I got you, Xantcha, and your theme. I'll be your backup. No big deal. Alright, we've got Necrogen Mists. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card from his or her hand. Necrogoyf, just big boy. Big chunky boy. And then, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, they discard a card. Basically, at upkeep, they're going to discard so many cards. So many cards. Oppression, whenever a player casts a spell, they discard a card. Painful Quandary, whenever an opponent casts a spell, they lose 5 life unless they discard a card. Rankle, it's a creature. We need some creatures in this deck. Sire of Insanity, also he has discard on him, if that was not clear. Sire of Insanity, at the beginning of each player's end step, that player discard his or her hand. And I'm a 6/4. Crazy. He's like, draw your 1 card, do something with it. Or, activate Xantcha. No! I'm really trying not to yawn here. I'm trying so hard. Okay. We've got Stronghold Rats. Shadow. Whenever they deal combat damage to a player, each player discards a card, and because they have Shadow, you will likely deal combat damage to a player. And then we have Turgrid. When you discard stuff, she can take it because she's mean. Raven Man, at the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this way, create a burb. So yeah, we've got make burbs, make bats. I feel like we have a pretty good situation going here. We got some burn. When he attacks or blocks, becomes the target of a spell or whatever, deal damage to each opponent. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it isn't a mana ability, deal 2 damage to them. Again, this isn't super necessary for the deck. Honestly, I could probably put more mana, like Mana Flare in it or something. Kervik, the Merciless. When an opponent casts a spell, Kervik the Merciless deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. Fun guy. just some burny things. Whenever Sleeper Agent comes into play, target opponent gains control of it. Beginning of row queue, deals 2 damage to you. I think this is hilarious. It's a baby Xancha. It says Sleeper Agent in it. Sour of Discord. When he enters the battlefield, choose 2 players. Whenever damage is dealt to one of the chosen players, the other one also loses that much life. So kind of like a balancing of Xancha's not just being mean to someone, although it is loss of life, so you'd have to pick 2 other people. I don't know. Trying to share the love here. Love. Suspine links. Players cannot gain life. Damage cannot be prevented, and when it enters, it deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. In Commander, a lot of people run non-basics, but not I. I shall run lots of basics. Lord of Pain. Can't gain life. I love that about this deck. Whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the chosen player. If I had to build a Rakdos deck, it would either be Xancha or Prosper, probably. Yeah. Let's do a goldfish hand. Playtest. For those of you who do not know, Archidekt has a super dope playtesting feature. You can also use this on like Spell Table or something. 1 land hand, but we do have Hearthstone. We're gonna just mulligan this. 3, yeah, this is great. Look at how much mana we got going on. I hope we draw a red. So first turn, we play Swamp, we pass. Draw. There's the red. Woohoo! We play a Mountain. Let's see. Dark Ritual would give us 4 total mana if we wanted it. Do we want it out now? We could probably save it. Draw for next turn, play a Swamp, play Xancha on someone else. Pass turn, draw again, play a Swamp. We could tap 2 for the Raven Man, and then Xancha costs 3 to do her ability. We could potentially Shiny Impetus here, but also we could Rankle for another creature, another blocker, for that Dark Red to go out. We could do that, and then we could draw, and then we could pass turn, comes to us, sorry, draw for turn. We don't really have much else here, so we could Shiny Impetus because we did not draw a land on someone else's creature, including Xancha. You could even put it on Xancha. Draw for turn. Not a land, but we could play an Arcane Signet. Woo! We've got 3 mana left. We could pass the turn, wait till someone pisses us off. We could Chaos Warp. Oh, I forgot we had Wrinkle out, so we could have been drawing and discarding. So we like discard or something like that. Something like that. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad for turn 1. We could always activate Xancha if we need to. Let's start over. Oh, yeah. This is almost like the perfect keeping hand. I don't even care that these 2 expensive things are in it. We've got a removal piece, we've got Hearthstone, and we've got some lands. That's all I want to see. So if we keep this, we play Swamp for turn, we pass. We play Mountain for turn, we pass. We play Mountain, tap 3, play Xanch on someone else. Draw for turn. Untap. Play Hearthstone. Unless someone's being a dick. It depends. You could play a creature here, or you could play Hearthstone. But I think I would prefer to play Hearthstone here. Because that makes Xancha's ability cheaper for everybody. So there's that. And then pass turn. Untap, draw. Oh, I forgot to put that land into play. Because we played Xancha and then we played that. Did not draw a land. Play 2. Play the Harsh Mentor. Pay 2. Draw a card off Xancha. Play the land for turn. See? That's why Hearthstone's in here. Good card. Untap. Draw. We've got a Dark Rit. That's kind of nice. We could play Sire of Insanity now, but we kind of like our hand. We could play Sour of Discord. Or, honestly, Slicer's kind of good to start hitting heavy. We could also get Monarch out there. To draw some cards. Honestly, Monarch's probably not good to have in the deck because you're giving other people the potential to have more draw, and only I want that potential. So I really want to keep the Monarch, but I don't want to introduce the Monarch so other people could take it, because they could take it with Xantcha. I don't know. That's a questionable thing. I probably would take it out. I should have put stuff in here like Mana Flare. I think that would have been really cool. We can even maybe make some edits if we could just go back to the deck real quick. Cards that I think could be considered maybes. Also, excuse me, Siphon Mine, but I'm gonna put you over here. We could probably put the Monarch on the side. We could probably put Bloodletter on the side, and then where did Harsh Mentor go? Harsh Mentor could go on the side. I don't think we super need these things, but we could put stuff in here like Mana Flare. Where'd you go? You went into here. Whenever a player taps a mana for a thing, it produces an additional type. So I think that's kind of cool. Potential for people to have access to. What is the other one that does that? I'm on the spot here. I need 2 more cards. We could look it up. We could do a good old check on EDH Rec. That's always good. Let's look at, what's that one commander? Yarlock? You? He likes having too much mana on things. Mana Barbs. Mana Barbs was what I was thinking. Yeah. And then we could Horizon Stone maybe. Or the Barb Flare Gremlin. Let's do that. Let's do Barbs and Barb Flare, because then we get both options in there. So we got Mana Barbs. Barb. Oh, hey, Barb. How are you doing in there, Mana Barb? Oh, yeah, she's cool. And then Barb Flare Gremlin. New card, super cool, though. It's both of them combined. Yeah, I think that's way better, honestly, than these 3 cards. So that's my sort of hot take on Xantcha, and all the possibilities of a drawback commander. This would be my favorite. I just like her, you know? I do. I like her. She's real cool. She's wonky and quirky, and I like it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today. And don't forget, I don't do this for money. I do this for me, and it is fun, and I hope you guys like it too. So please do like, comment, and subscribe. I'd super duper appreciate it. Otherwise, I will catch you guys later. Bye!
Born of betrayal planted in the ranks, Xantcha's whispers tear through the flanks. A sleeper agent, deceitful art, binding foes as they fall apart. Xantcha laughs as the chaos flows. Every move, her power grows. A gift that burns, a curse they hold. The sleeper agent, cunning and bold. Painful quandaries deals in the dark, fueling the fire, igniting the spark. Mana flares and barbs will bite. Xantcha's strings pull tight tonight. Xantcha laughs as the chaos flows. Every move, her power grows. A gift that burns, a curse they hold. The sleeper agent, cunning and bold. Rankle dances, turgid looms. Crocs arises, sealing their doom. Parasitic impetus, leeching their will. Victory chimes with a devilish thrill. From hand to hand, they pass her sting. Xantcha reigns as the Rakdos king. Through betrayal and madness, she'll agent, your ultimate end. As the chaos flows, every move her power grows. A gift that burns, a curse they hold. The sleeper agent, cunning and bold. Sancha laughs as the chaos flows. Every move her power grows. A gift that burns, a curse they hold. The sleeper agent, cunning and bold.